US-Iran war has been a challenging time not just for that region but for our country as well. We have felt the economic pain point, we have seen the oil price rising and many multiple macroeconomic indicators going haywire. But India held strong on the thought that our diplomatic relations are going to remain intact and our strategic interest would not be harmed. But this whole idea went down the drain when Iran's Special Armed Forces IRGC targeted two Indian vessels which were transiting through Strait of Hormuz. This has happened when India has supported Iran through and through. India sheltered IRIS Lavan in Kochi when IRIS Dina was targeted by US and so much more. India has reacted to it sharply, but this unfolds a new page in the diplomatic relation book that India was looking at. Hello everyone, welcome to Vajram and Ravi's Flash News. My name is Shubhangi Singh and in today's session we are going to understand that when Indian vessels have been targeted by Iran, where Iran has targeted two Indian vessels in the fragile ceasefire environment that we are seeing, what lies for India and what can actually happen. Can India take revenge on that? Can India target IRIS Lavan, which is still sheltered in Kochi, and what India is going to do? So let us begin with understanding that what exactly has happened. So as of now, the current status of Iran-US war is that Iran has denied to join the second round of peace talks, and in this context, the Hormuz blockade, which was initially just from Iran's end, has been extended. Now US is also there. US is saying if you give permission, we will not, and we will shoot down the vessels. So in this context, we are not seeing that the peace talks are actually materializing, and there is a lot of tension that has unfolded around Strait of Hormuz and Gulf of Oman. In that tension itself, one casualty has been the relationship between Iran and India as of now, because Iran's Special Armed Forces IRGC, that is Iran Revolutionary Group Corps, has targeted two Indian vessels, Jag Arnav and Sanmar Herald. Now both of these vessels were targeted and fired upon. Thankfully there have been no casualties, no lives have gone down, and only some physical damage of infrastructure has taken place. Now this incident took place very close to Strait of Hormuz, near north of Oman. Now as soon as this attack unfolded by IRGC, India has quickly responded. They have summoned the Iranian envoy, and there has been a very clear warning that there will be consequences. Now the question is that what is the consequences that India is talking about? I have highlighted one important thing, that IRIS Lavan is situated, is parked at where? Kochi. Why? Because they asked for shelter and India gave shelter. So in this context, when Indian vessels are being targeted, Indian linked vessels are being targeted, this puts a very wrong picture, especially when India has come through for Iran in multiple contexts. So do you think this can be targeted? What are your thoughts? In the end, I'll explain you if it can be targeted, if it is an option India can consider or not. Now, this also highlights the fragility of Strait of Hormuz in front of us. Yet again, we were aware of it. We have been seeing its effect on the oil prices. We have been seeing its effect in terms of LPG supply across our country and in many more forms. But this reinstates the fact that if Strait of Hormuz blockade continues, it is not only going to impact oil supply, it is also going to impact global trade, sea lanes of communication and much more. This small strait responsible for 60% of oil trade. This is a main lane for exporter present across Iraq, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, and then a main point for oil supply for the Asian countries as well, including India, including China. So this incident should also bring back light to Strait of Hormuz and its significance. We have discussed this in detail in previous sessions where we have been talking about multiple aspects around this war, and all in all this point remains a very critical And all in all, this point remains critical, especially for India's energy security. Now, when we are looking at it, this is the region that has been targeted by IRGC in multiple ways, where there has been harassment of ships, where there has been asking of toll and a direct shadow control of this choke point. Now, India has been very clear, we are not going to pay any toll. This is the violation of the freedom of navigation which has been laid down by the UNICLOS. And in this context, India has clearly been very assertive that coercive maritime control, the move which is being made by IRGC, will not be accepted. That maritime control cannot be forceful. It has been open, the navigation has been open, and we will follow the international norms that have been set. And probably this is the exact reason that this attack has taken place. Because when we are looking at it, this is something very new for India that has unfolded. Now the question is, when we are talking about this whole situation, can India go ahead and do anything about IRS 11 which is being stationed at Port Kochi? The answer is straight up no. Because India gave shelter to it, even though it is an Iranian warship. If India attacks it, it is going to be an act of war. So India cannot attack it. The only thing India can do is strategically and diplomatically respond to it, where India has already given out a multi-layered response to this whole situation. Diplomatic measures, I have mentioned, Iranian envoy has been summoned. There has been a formal protest. Demarche has been issued. Iranian envoy has confirmed commitment to free navigation, and India has opposed the militarization of trade routes. The consequences statement that we started the conversation with is something that clearly indicates that India will take this more seriously. Naval escort operations will take place, and maritime surveillance will also be enhanced. And apart from that, India would have to very carefully navigate that what further direction they want to side with and manage in this warlike situation, where the ceasefire is absolutely fragile, because Iran relation, US relation, Israel relation, India has as of now strategically balanced. But what are your thoughts on this, that how India should navigate this present situation? Because as much as we are looking at our energy security, we cannot ignore the fact that as of now it is very much connected to stability in West Asia as well. Let me know what are your thoughts on this in the comment section. Now we are moving to I'll be leaving you here with the prelims practice question. Let me know the answer to this as well in the comment section. That was all from my side. Thank you so much.